What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about ZORA today. Yes, ZORA. It is the 8th day of April. And here we are sitting at about 15.18 cents with roughly 10 hours and 11 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it, okay? We got about 10 hours left here, and we are down about 3.5% after yesterday's 9% pump. Continue to pump a little bit in the beginning parts of today, and now we're pulling back, which isn't too surprising. I'm actually thinking about buying some more Zora. Being that we are finding support, it looks like we're finding support at these prior areas of resistance. There was a little bit of volume here at the top, unfortunately, selling off like that, but we did have a lot of volume on this pump up and not a whole lot of volume really on the way down. There was a lot of volume 2 hours ago, and we didn't go anywhere. Typically, when you get a surge in volume like this and you don't go anywhere, that means that you go back in the opposite direction, right? Like if you're dumping and you get a lot of volume, that's what happens, right? But if you're dumping like this, you get a lot of volume down here where it should promote further downside and you don't get any downside. That makes me think that you are going to move up. And I mean, here we are moving up. I want to look at some indicators and just see what's going on. Looking at the Coinbase chart, there are some gaps down here. There are some gaps all the way down at about 14 cents here, 13.8 cents. And, I wouldn't be surprised if in time, maybe not today, maybe not even the rest of this month, but in time that we see a lower low. I wouldn't be surprised. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. If you want to buy Zora for the long haul, for a multi-year period, this is a perfect time to get in, I think. If you want to do it for a short-term time frame to get in and catch the pump and then sell out, before it drops lower, it's a great time to get in as well. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but just understand, especially for the long-term people, there will be lower prices to go. So you'll sit through some excitement, you'll be happy you bought here, and then you'll probably sit through some despair as we go into that second and final leg, or I shouldn't even say second, I don't know, maybe it's the third leg, the final leg of the bear market later this year. And I do believe that we have lower to go for Bitcoin and as a whole for the crypto markets. So a little bit of a reversal here. You can see it on the weekly time frame. That's a nice reversal candle right there. And if this week, 4 days, 11 hours left, it's really like 4 days, 10 hours left. If we close this week with a solid body up, I think I said, 15.5, wasn't it 15.5, 15.3 cents? If we can close above there, it's going to be a really nice reversal look on Zora. We should being the key word, we should see a retracement, a standard retracement from this area. Standard retracements typically would be to the 382, if not the golden ratio. And the 382, oftentimes enough, you do wick a little bit above there. Imagine you wick above the 382. That is prior areas of support, prior areas of support, prior areas of resistance here as well. It's a pretty straight shot, but there are moments, if you look at the daily time frame, where we find significance here. If we go up to the golden ratio, certainly so are we at prior areas of support and resistance as well. So we could see a crazy pump here, man. I mean, we've done it before from these same areas, right? We've done it before. Zora here from a low to a high, pumped and dumped all in 1 week. A lot of volatility. We've seen crazy pumps like this happen before. We absolutely could, being this sold, this oversold with a lack of volume. I mean, we might come all the way back up to these areas here. It doesn't even have to be a standard thing. Maybe we don't go to the 382 or the golden ratio, but somewhere in between. The thought here, though, being at 1.52 cents effectively right now, is that soon, maybe by the end of this month of April, maybe it's sometime by the end of the month of May or even in June, but soon, over the next couple months here, if not over the next couple of weeks, we should see a move that takes us at least to 3.3 cents, which is a 100% move from here. And at most, I would think we don't get above 7 cents. We're probably going to have a hell of a time getting above 6 cents even, but at most, somewhere in that golden ratio zone. I certainly don't expect, no matter how high we get, can we get much higher? I don't think that it's going to set off a new bull run and see new all-time highs from here. We do have these gaps down here, and I think in time we will fill those gaps and likely see our bear market low somewhere in this area. We might see new all-time lows for Zora. We might see slightly higher lows or a double bottom. It's very, very common stuff, but that's kind of the idea there. So here I think is actually a really good time to buy. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I really, obviously on this little consolidation area here, we might come back down to 15 cents. You're at 15.19 cents. Oh no, you might come down a little bit. but it does look like a good time to buy here. We're looking at the RSI, and just, you know, walk with me here for a second. Let's go on this. Okay, so you find support here on the RSI, support here, support here, support here, support here. Notice if we put a horizontal line there, that it's all basically right here in this same area. Like literally, they're all in tandem with each other. What happens every single time that we found support there? Well, since April 2nd, that was a low area where we found support. Relative low area. We didn't really pump too much, but a relative low area nonetheless. We did pump after this. Relative low area here where we pumped, well, we're probably at a relative low area. This RSI overall is very bullish, my friends. Very bullish indeed on the 1 hour time frame, and I think that here we're taking that bullish effect. At the very least, we'll see some type of lower high and then come back down. But even that, I mean, that's a tradable opportunity right there. That's like a 5% move. And I've been telling people for like the past month now, take your 2% gains, take your 5% gains when you can. You know, it depends on the exchange that you use. You have to use an exchange with low fees. If you're using Coinbase, you know, you got to use like limit orders, and that's harder to do than just doing a market order. You're going to get eaten on the fees if you're just trading 4 to 5% gains and stuff. But hold on real quick. Okay. All right. My daughter, I don't even want to get into it. But it's all good. Everything's okay. I just didn't want anybody I don't even know what words to use here. Let's just say personal matters, okay? That's all it is. Um, but looking at the chart here, stochastics are also oversold. Every time, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, man. We put this line back on there. Look at that. Stochastics literally oversold every single time that we're right here at these lines. And sometimes, you know, we're right oversold here. Maybe we do go a little bit lower. Maybe we do go slightly below 15 cents. But we're at a low point, guys. I believe that we are at a relative low point, a tradable moment here. If not a point to get in for the long haul as well. Prior areas of resistance, finding support there potentially. I think so. Volume's dying off as we're moving down. It makes me think we want to move up. Maybe that's what's going to happen. The MACD has pulled back to the zero line, which even here, the last time that we pulled back to the zero, the last two times we've actually found recovery and significance. We're finding deeper drives in bearish momentum here and getting higher lows. It's all bullish behavior, my friends. All really good stuff. But it's the 1 hour. It's not the most significant time frame. This isn't going. The 1 hour is not going to prevail us to like 100% or more gains. Okay, that's not what it is. But it sets us up. The 4 hour RSI clearly bullish, clearly in a bullish. Whoa. Clearly in a very bullish trajectory here with these higher lows, getting overbought double time, baby, getting higher lows, not getting oversold, spending the majority of your time now above the 50 instead of below it. You look really good. You had your bearish time, and now you're doing something different. You look really good, okay? That doesn't mean that it's going to be all sunshine and rainbows. I mean, maybe. ZORA does like to move up in a very fast manner, but I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, there was some upside, downside, and then maybe we get to this point here where you break out, and that's where things really kick off all the way up to this 1.8 cent area. Let's see. Did I say 15 cents earlier? If I said 15 cents, I meant 1.5 cents. I'm sorry. It's not. It's obviously at 1 cent. 4 hour time frame. Looking at the MACD, here is something to note as like a point of contention to anything that I've been saying. Right. I mean, look at how long ZORA's been moving down. Okay. Look at how long it's been moving down. Now look at the MACD. I mean, there was a time here where we saw a lot of red consistently, a lot of green consistently like this, but you don't see this just go on forever that it's red, right? There's green riddled throughout here. You don't just see this go on forever that it's green. There's red riddled throughout here. You know, here we had some green. We kind of curved up, kind of like we are now even. And the RSI looks better. I think the stochastics look better too, but still very similar kind of behavior. We've been green for quite some time with the MACD. Now, we could be green 3 times as long. There's no rule that says we have to stop here. But we have been green for quite some time. So that does, here, whenever we were green for a long time, we ended with bearish divergence. We had lower highs. We don't have that here. We don't have that here. But that does make me a little bit curious to see what happens next. I wouldn't be surprised if we moved up, but maybe this move up isn't as serious as I thought it was. Maybe it's not going to be like crazy, crazy. In time, I think it will be. You know, in time, maybe as this month develops, maybe even in the month of May, we see this kind of crazy pump come in. We're just still setting up, but we probably do see some type of consolidation. Wouldn't surprise me if by the end of the week we're at higher prices, but then over the weekend we might pull back and see some consolidation. I mean, hell, over the weekend we might pull back and consolidate. We might even be back at these exact prices that we're at now, even with getting a higher high. So just something to be aware of there with ZORA. Or if I'm wrong, then this is just another lower high pump in a series of lower high pumps that will only bring us lower. Maybe, you know, sticking with those gaps that are down here below 1.4 cents in the beginning of the video that I was talking about. Maybe that's where we're going to go. Sorry. Again, everything else looks really good, but this, anytime we're green for a very long time, it does make me a little hesitant on the bullish effect. With that being said, though, oscillators cross above the zero. If we come back down and we find support at the zero level here, do something like that. I mean, look, it's the weekend. It would look at the dates on here. That would be the weekend. We could do this in a timely fashion and then bounce, and the next week we're rallying. So we've got some bullish setups here, even if things do cross red on the 4 hour. The daily time frame, the oscillators are working their way up to the zero. We're trying to get there. Again, think of it like this, right? We were green for a very long time. We needed some red. It was inevitable. Once we got that red, we saw that final sell-off, and now we're moving up. Once we cross above the zero, though, I mean, the last time that we did that, we went from a low price of 4.1 cents to a high price of 12 cents, and most of that move happened in like a 2-day period. Stochastics here are a bit separated from each other. We like to see them come back, so that's fine. Rejecting the overbought zone is not good. Maybe, I mean, the 1 hour looks bullish. It's Wednesday. The 4 hour looks pretty bullish too. I still want to say that we find support here and that we move up by the end of the week, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we do consolidate. Maybe we do pull back, and it's Sunday, Monday before we actually start to pump up again. Maybe that's exactly what's going to happen. I don't know. You know, I might wait to add more ZORA personally. I do want to add more to this position before it takes off. I was in the beginning of this video very convinced that I was just going to end this video and then add more, and I don't think it matters too much, but because I already have some exposure, I think I can afford to be a little greedy, which is taboo. But it's only like, I'm talking like a 5% drop. I don't think that we see too much of a drop. Maybe we even get like an 8% drop. Perhaps I'm looking at this all wrong, and we're not just going to move up like this, but we're doing something where it's like a W shape like this, and then we'll move up later. We have time. Don't get discouraged if we move down. Do get excited when we move up, because man, it's whenever this thing moves, it likes to move very fast. But we have time. I wouldn't be surprised if we did come down a little bit. As far as how far down do we go, I don't know. I'm not completely convinced there. So I don't think that we see lower lows. We do have hidden bearish divergence on the daily RSI, but we are also seeing the strongest readings we've seen since October, which I think says something. The MACD is getting close to crossing above the zero, the closest it's been in a very long time. And the stochastics are taking on a little bit of a bullish shape as well, but we've got some separation there. So maybe we do chill for the rest of this week, and then next week or the week after, that could be whenever we start to really see the bullish effects come into play. But I do think they're coming. I do think those bullish effects are on the way. They're on the way. The cavalry has arrived. And the reason why, again, is that we are finding support here at prior resistance points back here. I think that we're at a significant point. Whenever we saw this wicked pump here, from a low to a high, that was whenever we interacted with these highs. We still went a little bit lower, but we found support, and it was a wicked pump. Literally wicked. We're doing the same thing here, potentially, right? It might not be instantaneous, and obviously it's not like this, but I do think that in time we will see higher prices, and we should get above 3 cents. Being here at 1.5 cents, it's exciting. Stochastics are on their way up. Daily RSI is on its way up. The MACD is bearish still, but you've also got some bullish momentum building, so, and not to mention the bullish divergence that was forming over all this time. I do think something's brewing. It'll be fierce. It'll happen just like this, and then the aftermath will be the same as well. Perhaps the move will be the exact same as this. Perhaps it'll be smaller. Perhaps it'll be the second largest move that we've ever seen, right? This was the largest move. I don't think we're going to see that, but I do think we're going to see something that is impressive, and it could be larger than this move. It could be larger than this move. We'll see. Time will tell. I'm done talking though. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.